Hello guys, welcome back to one more video here. Today I'm with Caio. I told you guys that I will bring Caio to the channel to talk a little bit in English, talk about his life and everything. It's a free conversation. But today is the day that you will see what kind of level Caio has in English. Because when we are talking about levels, we always talk about, oh, you are a B1, B2 or something like that, C1, C2. I don't care about that, but I care more about conversation. If Caio is a communicative person or not, if he can understand English or not. That is the idea here, okay? I focus more in conversation, I focus more in communication, and to me, it's most important that the person could speak in English and understand in English before see if they have levels in TOEFL or something like that, okay? I don't care a lot about that. So, Caio, present yourself to people in the channel, please.
So, as you know, with the before video, I am student of biotechnology, the course that I present to you. That it was the reason that I studied English, started to study English. And with this, I consider that nowadays I can speak about a lot of things in English just because of the practice, especially. And of course, with the tips of Mario, I developed myself so much because he gives so much tips about listening and speaking that are the main skills for conversations and have true confidence and very easy conversations about any. So that's it. Do you want to ask more about something, Mario?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Would you present yourself, make a presentation about yourself? I don't know what to say, you know.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay sometimes to be nervous, but don't worry about it. It's not a lot of people in my channel, so you are not showing yourself to a lot of people. It's just showing for a few people. Perhaps in the future, a lot of people will see this video, so you don't have to be shy today, you know. So as Caio was talking to guys about it, he was focusing in learn about conversation because everybody's talking that English. It's a great tool. You could use that in your life, but to be honest, the main thing that you have in English is conversation, is communication. If you can't have conversation with somebody, if you can't have discussions, or if you can't understand the things, perhaps you're not getting that job, you're not improving your career and all this. So it is important to focus a little bit in conversation because, to be honest, it's much simple than learning how to write and how to read. That is the truth. But the problem is you're not working in listening, you are not working in speaking and some of this. So sometimes you lose your way and you want to see some things, you want to read something because you are not prepared to pass a lot of time listening and talking actually, you know, and perhaps you don't know what to do. But the main thing is be out of your comfort zone, right?
Sure.
If you are in a comfort zone and if you are all the time doing Duolingo or doing the same apps or the tips about English, you will have no idea about the true English. And the true English is communication, is conversation, and that is most important than anything. I told you that a lot of times in the channel. I know that sometimes people be bored about it perhaps because I'm all the time talking that conversation is important. But I see a lot of people neglecting that, right? So I think Caio is not this guy. Caio is a guy who all the time try to have conversations, all the time creating groups to have a conversation with Brazilians, with people outside. He signed Tandem, that is an app to learn with the other people outside and all this. So Caio, what do you think is the most important thing to you in the last months when you are learning English?
Okay, last month I was studying the speaking, especially the speaking, and my listening, I was just receiving the information just passively. And my speaking, talking a little bit about this, I was focusing especially on pronunciation of the words, okay? I think that is the main point about speaking because there are a lot of aspects about your speaking. And there are, for example, intonation, stress, pronunciation of the words, okay? And this is the main thing for me. It was when I developed myself so much in the language. Know how to make the correct sounds of American English and how to sing like a native speaker, because it's just a question of tips. You knowing the tips and the rules, you are going to be almost perfect in the language.
Yeah. He's talking about one thing truly important. When we are talking about language, there's a lot of different people who speak the same language. So they are carrying some accent in this language, and you have a problem to understand some of them. It's normal to do that. But what he's talking about is, he's talking about a person who trying to speak a little bit more and they have no idea how to pronounce the words. So it is important to focus in the way that they pronounce the words to make that correctly, to not become addicted all the time to say things wrong, right? So that was a truly important skill to him in these months, and I think that is important too. But if you have no skills in listening, you perhaps should to start listening more, because nobody speaks perfect. But you have to understand when people tell you something, you answer in your way. You don't need to answer like perfectly or with a great speed, great ideas, great in phrase and all this. Okay, all correct. The main thing is when you are listening to somebody, you understand what they say and you answer in your way, right? Caio started like that. We have some videos. Before this video, I was talking with Caio in English in a class, and we are having conversations. And if you see now, Caio is better than before, because language is like that. All the time you grow a little bit more, right, Caio?
Right. It's so interesting because when you talk a little bit about listening is more important than your speaking. It's very true because, for example, I struggle a little bit with some patterns and some pronunciations in English, to listen from native speakers. I don't feel so 100% comfortable, because sometimes I just miss some words and things like this. And it's all about your journey in listening, okay? You have to develop everything on listening to be able to talk, to answer, to create new ideas, to suggest new topics, to answer, to make questions, things like that.
That's it. When we are talking about something very important, listen. Focus on that, listen. Because you don't have to be like a native. You are Brazilian or you have your nationality, but you don't have to be perfect in English to start to talking and all the time say this, but you have to understand in general the ideas. Perhaps you don't understand everything, every word, It's a lot of stress to focus in every single word, but you understand the whole idea behind this, and you can talk a little bit about it. It doesn't matter if your English is not that good, or if you have problems in pronunciation, in building phrases, but guess what? Sometimes you are speaking with a native person, and they will understand what you say anyway, or you are talking with a person who is not native and they are okay to try to understand you because they know what kind of problems you have when you learn a different language. They know how much difficult it is to learn a different language. That is the truth, okay? So they understand about it and they say, you know what? This guy is not talking as a perfect person, but he's at least trying. And that is my viewpoint about it, okay? That is my suggestion to you. Just try, right? Just try to speak, because it's truly important to grow in the language. And none of this is all about theory or practice. You have to mix that, okay? More practice, less theory, yeah? Because if you practice more, if you are all the time exposing yourself in a practice, you will get some doubts. What is that? What is this word? How can I say this? So you solve these problems with the time. So 90% of your focus, 90% of your focus is in practicing. And just 10% is in theory, most part of the time. Because you have to practice more to get some ideas, to get a great idea about the language, and you just have to solve few problems that you find along the way. And if you are improving your language a lot, you will see that the problems will decreasing a little bit more, and you stay more in the practice. Perhaps if you are beginning, you have to mix more, like 50% of practice, 50% of theory, to learn a little bit more, to understand how language works and all this. But as you're becoming in the higher level in the language, you have not a lot of problems to solve and just have to practice all the time. That is a good idea. Less effort to understand, less effort to talk, becomes natural inside your mind and all this. Do you feel that, Caio? Do you feel that the language is much natural to you today than was before? How is your relation with that?
Yeah, on the beginning, actually, on July, to speak in English, I was able to do some phrases, share some ideas and making some sounds a little bit correctly, but it was not at all comfortable. You know, I was stressed. I was all the time searching for new words, the correct word to fill this gap. I was all the time making pauses. Yeah, you know, I was, let me see, do it when I was at that moment, you know, I was all the time with this pace, with this rhythm. And right now, nowadays, actually, is the words, they magically, instantly just come in my head, and I just do the output, you know.
Sure.
And yeah, that's what you do in your main language, that is Portuguese. So
Sure.
you don't feel stress, you talk the words in Portuguese without anything, and that has to be in English.
Yeah, because people, most parts of the time, they think that when you get skills in English, you will become so much aware about everything, so you have a lot of words, you can mix that and you can use, and you're spending a lot of energy to do that. Perhaps you think that as Brazilians, we are having a difficult conversation here, we have to focus more on what we are talking about, but not. Most part of this is natural to us, okay? It's natural to us to change in the language. But Mario, you say that you are not perfect. Yes, I'm not perfect, but it's okay to me talk in English because my stress level at this time, it's so low. I don't care if I make mistakes. I don't care if I say something wrong, because guess what? Everybody does that. Everybody does that. You know, even natives make mistakes. If you stop to learn a language because you don't want to make a mistake, that is a great problem. There's a big problem because you just want to make yourself to be understandable for somebody else. Okay? So tell me, Caio.
And it means fluency, right? This kind of thing. You can do a lot of errors and mistakes and things like this, but you are able to talk about anything. So that's it.
Sure. So let's change a little bit the subject, Caio. Language is not made to be learned just from language. What I mean when I say that, you have to learn a language with other things, you know, with videos from things that you are interested in music, in kinds of music that you like. You choose your songs according your way to understand the words. So if you are most romantic, you take songs to romantic person. So all this, you choose all the issues that you have inside the language about your own life. It's not just about, I will learn English because of English. You will learn English from other things, from other ideas, from things that motivate you, to move you to do something different. And I will give today, Caio, one technique to change a lot your knowledge in English or your understanding in English. You just change your own life right now to English, because it has a lot of things in English that you can do that in Portuguese. So if you are seeing videos all the time from comedy in YouTube, funny videos or something like that, you can do that in English too. There's a lot of videos from talking about silly things or doing comedy and all this. If you all the time listening radio in Portuguese, you start to listen radio in English at your work or something like that, or when you are in your car. If you are used yet to all the time being podcast, you can do that in English. So you just change your subject, okay? You change your things not based in the subject, but based in the language, right? So you are doing that in Portuguese, now you do that in English. It's the best way to start learn English. Because the problem is, the person say, oh, I enjoy to listen my radio in Portuguese and I will not enjoy that in English. That is true at the beginning, but maybe passing time you will feel comfortable as you do anything in Portuguese, right? So Caio,
right.
If you have to give people one advice, just one, not two, not three, just one, to people who want to start to learn English, how could they start to do that? What is the best way, or you suggest to people who, you know, wants to try to learn a little bit about conversation in English? What do you suggest?
I would suggest just to change, as you said, change everything that you like to watch, to listen, to experience in your life, change to English. Doing this, you are going to have a lot of knowledge passively and on time actively to understand new patterns, new ideas, new ways to talk. And this is the key actually, because that is about emotions. When you enjoy what are you doing, you have fun, your brain it becomes more comfortable, more into this kind of thing. So it's very important to change. If you like, for example, a certain kind of music, change to English. If you like a documentary in Portuguese about science, change it to English, because of course they will have another replica in English. So just go change in English, because it's going to be more easy on time.
Yeah, sure. There's a good idea, right? It is a great tip, isn't it? Because when you just change, you feel comfortable. You're doing the same thing, and you have to understand about it. You know, if you are trying to do something different, like if you like in the office, but you are I don't know, if you like to go into the gym, for example, to training, to do workout and exercises, but you are taking another subject that is not too interesting to you, and that happen all the time in workbooks, you know, you not feel comfortable about it, because you have to learn about the things that you don't want to know about it. You don't want to know what is an alligator. You don't want to know what about wildlife if you are a person who works in an office or who do something different, right?
Because this kind of workbook, they do work with this kind of specific vocabulary. You know, if you are traveling, you are okay, because they put to you a lot of vocabulary about traveling, about restaurants, about
Sure.
food.
Yeah.
Not going to do the same. You know, you are just going to forget these new words.
Yeah. Guys, that's it for today. I think that Caio's approach here was amazing. He was talking about very good things. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And if you want to support the channel, just make a commentary below if you want more videos like this, so I could make more videos with the other students. Caio was helping so much today. And that's it. Thank you very much, Caio.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye bye. See ya.